For sale. So today we're going to do a tarot reading with a very big difference. We're actually going to use sound healing and tarot. We're going to start looking at various different notes, and we're going to look at using the two Chrysan decks. We're going to look at what the cosmic influence is and how that responds within our body as part of healing. Now, before we begin, I thought I would show you the bowl that I always ring as someone asked. I am going to find out, but I need to walk into town and find Gina who sells them and ask her where she gets them from and whether she has a mail order version. It has a lovely image inside. It was given to me a few Christmases ago, and it is it's a sound healing flattened E flat, which is Neptune. So I'm going to ring it for you. So, before I begin the healing, I will put a link into a Planetary Alignments page on my website, but I wanted to explain how this works. So, I was gifted with this ability to sing and move energy within people from a very young age, but it was like being given all the tools to something and then being thrown on the floor with no instruction manual. So, it was very difficult, and people would have healings and someone would say, "Can you do that for me?" And I would genuinely have to say, "I have no idea, so I don't know how I'm doing it." And then for a long time I stopped doing it because I needed to understand it better. And now that I understand it better, I'm constantly being gifted with new ways in which to understand it. So the most significant one was on the beach one day, singing all 12 notes and turning around 360 degrees and noticing that there was a certain point at which the note would earth in through my body and into the earth's energy. And I was like, this is quite amazing, because they were all in different positions. But I didn't have my phone with me, I couldn't make any reference to things. So I had to wait a few more days for the wind to go away. And the next time I went, I took my phone and I had an app, Planets 5. And I turned around, sang a note, it earthed, I put the app on, and there would be a planet in exactly that position. So it taught me which planets were affecting which parts of the body for sound healing. So we're going to begin by looking at the spine and nervous system. And it's really important, the spine and nervous system doesn't sit inside the body, but actually sits behind the body, about 2 or 3 feet away. And all of the 3 great cleansing energies of the crown, the thyroid and thymus, the Jupiter area, and the livers, kidneys and spleen, they come in from very far back and they wire in to the spine, keeping the cleansing going, and then all of the other chakra energies wire in through those and pass through to keep cleansing them. But I'll link some websites. We're going to begin with the C sharp or D flat of the spine and the vertebrae, linking it to A sharp, B flat, which is the nervous system. And this is why musically, when you use these notes, there's a kind of spine tingling excitement to them, because there's a very electrical, nervous wiring in of all of these notes. So the C sharp D flat is Pluto, and Pluto is a very dark, revealing energy. And right now it's in retrograde, and it's one of the planets of karma, and it's trying to bestow great karmic gifts. But we need to reset the focus. So let's see, first of all, with the Chrysan deck, what is Pluto bringing to us post-eclipse? And then we'll look at how our body and the earth are responding to that energy. So, and then I'll sing the notes and we can think about what we've just learned. So, what does Pluto want to tell us? 2 very split cards. the 9 of inspiration and the 10 of materials. So, bearing in mind that the spine goes all the way down the body, it's one of the few notes that you can sing at any point and the body will respond. If you sing a G sharp, which is the throat, down in the stomach, it doesn't want to respond as well. So what Pluto is trying to say is the 9 of inspiration, the 9 of wands, the 9 of fire is about self-love. So Pluto is asking us, Pluto's part of the energy that's going into the sacral to cleanse and clean out the sacral. The sacral is Ceres, but we'll talk about that later. Even before starting this, I kept thinking, they're going to go on about the D because the D is so important, but we have to begin by wiring in the spine and nervous system. So Pluto is not far from Ceres, and we're at the moment in this void moon, so this is a great time to do this exercise and this energy. We're being given this balance of the aquamarine flame, and this is divine feminine consciousness. I mean, look at these wonderful crown energies rising up. The 10 of materials is Pluto trying to get this wonderful blooming energy into us so that we can shine as something absolutely magnificent, so that the sort of the frightened collective, those that sort of, and I do want to kind of say sepia, they're very grey and black and white, but they are looking, some of them are turning and looking towards you because we need to become a beacon. So to do that, we need to balance our energies. So that's the part that Pluto is bringing down. We'll come to Chiron in a moment, but we do have to link the two of them. So what is the energy of Pluto doing within the Earth grid and our bodies? What is the energy of Pluto doing within the Earth grid and our bodies? What is the energy of Pluto doing within the Earth grid and our bodies? What is the energy of Pluto doing within the Earth grid and our bodies? Wow, it's firing us up. It's absolutely bringing about passionate rebirth and thinking of everything going on within us. This is really important energy. This is inspired. So this 9 of inspiration that's coming down, that's trying to bring us to this energy, to be a beacon through our spine and nervous system. It's quite a rapid, fast, communicative motion. And it is like holding magic within your hand. She holds this flame, just like this tree is that flame in her hand, and there's this collective of people below waiting to feel that frequency in you. Underneath this queen, there's all these other candles lit up because she is finally standing in her true frequency, and she's blooming with passion and creativity. There is a cat at her feet. She's also got purple toenails, which is bringing your divine feminine energy all the way down through your spine. So I'm hearing I've got to give you a particular melody at the end. We'll do the 2 notes and then I'll put the melody into bringing it down into your feet, because they're asking me to wire your spine and nervous system right down into your feet. So then we have the B flat A sharp of Chiron. Chiron is always called the wounded healer, and the idea was that he couldn't die, but he was wounded and he couldn't heal. Well, that's old school, that's age of Pisces. Everything can heal, everything can change. So a healer needs to heal themselves, obviously, first, because that's how you learn to trust them. You see the journey they've gone on, and that inspires you. So let's see, what do you have, please, Chiron? What's the cosmic message coming down from Chiron? There's 1. What's the cosmic message, please, coming down from Chiron? That one didn't come out but turned over. It's about balance, it's justice, it's adjustment. We do have to adjust our nervous system. It's got to be rewired in. So this is an 11, it's 6 and 5. It's really, I'm going to show you and then I'm going to look at it. So we have the 6 of voices and the 5 of materials. Chiron is offering to be the bridge to help you to move forwards. Chiron again is activating the aquamarine ray within the head. It's bringing a spark of divinity to you. It's also lifting you across this awkward, difficult river of emotions. Literally just saying to you, just walk forwards and I will bring you to where you need to be. The 5 of materials is often about fixed future energies coming in and being, okay, so they're saying that it's during sleep that the nervous system needs to heal. So a lot of the time people's nerves are feeling shredded because they're not sleeping properly. So have a look at 2 sleeps. 2 sleeps is apparently what we always did until the electric light bulb. So a lot of this is about returning to original energies that are more circadian, natural to our own rhythms. And now I want to say 17. So everyone went to bed when it got dark and you slept for 4 or 5 hours and then you woke up. And then you got up and you did things. And actually, apparently, women are most fertile between the 2 sleeps. So you get up, you do something, and then you go back to bed and you sleep until dawn. And this was done until we got the light bulb and we just kept pushing the time period up. Because it is interesting that they're always saying that you need between 7 and 8 hours sleep. There's never been any research to prove that that's actually the case. What we probably need is 2 sleeps that might add up to 7 or 8 hours, but with a gap in between. So the important thing to save your nerves, is what I'm hearing, is when you wake up in the night, it's not necessarily about turning a light on and getting up, but it's about not being angry with yourself for waking up, but seeing it as a natural rhythm. And if you can see it as a natural rhythm, you can naturally go back to sleep. I quite often have radio plays that I download onto my iPad. And if I wake up in the night, I'll put the radio play on and I'll put it on quite quiet so that I'm forced to really focus to listen to the story or an audio book, and then I'm off to sleep. The focus and the imagination, it stops you overthinking about, oh, I've woken up, and you drift into this world and you fall asleep, and then it turns itself off at the end of the story. So this Chiron energy, how is it coming down to the earth and how is it behaving in our nervous systems? What's its game? Page of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. I'll show you them. So, Page of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. There is this sense of inspiration. Again, this is linking in with the spine. The spine and the nervous system always work together because they carry all the information to the entire rest of the body. These light bulbs are the new ideas. And it is that sense, look, it's almost like a balancing act. And it's not meant to be a balancing act. This card's always very beautiful. It's about writing a new chapter. There's magic coming through and the birds are flying around. And they look like little tiny merlins. They're very small birds of prey. So there is a real absolute sense of magic going on in this card. But she's almost at the point of reaching across. The nervous system, Chiron, is kind of saying, and that one's coming with this, that's coming with this card underneath it. Being put over the other side, you're being carried. You don't need to hold the fears. So let your nervous system calm down and know that you're being comforted and held and being brought forwards. Because this is the energy of our spine and nervous system in line, is to be in bliss in the real world. And this is Pentacles. You know, this was also materials the promise of your spine and the nervous system, Chiron and Pluto, is trying to bring you bliss, absolute joy, absolute comfort, serenity, protection. So that's the cards and their energies. Now let's look at the actual frequencies. I'm just going to have a little sip of coffee to moisten my throat before I sing to you. So we're going to start with the C sharp of the spine and the vertebrae. I'm going to suggest that when you do this part, you should really put headphones on, and it will put it into the body, because I'm going to pull the sound throughout the energy frequency of my body for this note. So it's up here, and try and sit if you can, or lie down, but try and find a very relaxed position. So now I'm going to use vibrato to shake into your energy blockages and bring around the connection deeper into the pelvis. So that's C sharp. Now we're going to do the nervous system. Just waiting for a siren to go by. Sounds like it's approaching in the distance. No, stopped. Let's go now, that was nice and rich. Now I'm going to join the two and slide them down towards your base of your spine. Okay? I'm going to add the note C in between those two notes. Now, C is all of your molecules that belong to the earth. It's your bones, it's your flesh, but it does resonate in it. It's a grounded note. It is often seen as red, but it's now very golden. And we're going to wire it into the vertebrae, and then we're going to travel. I'm going to make your legs sound and feel hollow, and push the nervous system right down into the soles of your feet for this one. Might take me a little moment because I have to find the right posture to allow the energy to flow through. The sea is part of your protective dome that we create ourselves to keep ourselves safe. Other notes. So, I'm hearing that some of you can't feel that because you've got problem knees, and knees are a connection to the earth and the lower heart, and I really still don't know why, but I'm going to give you a little tune to unblock your knees, and then we'll do that sound again. Now, the knees are an F. And for this knee melody, we use F, then we do the nervous system, then the spine, and then we come down to the C. Oh. My iPad's going to run out in a minute. So, here we go. So now let's do the same melody we did before. Vertebrae, down your legs and into the soles of your feet. That was way better. I could feel the energy, the collective energy unblocking, the knees flowed. So let's just do that a few more times. And there's our siren. We've hit the truth, people. And again. So, that's Pluto and Chiron, spine and nervous system. I'm going to keep doing these and work our way through the energy centers with little melodies in between the other readings I do. But we're always going to involve some tarot with the sound healing. So have a nice time. Don't forget headphones and wassail. Much love to all of you.